G'day everybody. Now I want to talk about a little bit of history that I believe I'm connected to a little bit, where it goes back to old ancient stories of an island that was spooky and dangerous. It was a small place, and there was big countries with lots of people who would talk about why you'd want to avoid an island that was a small place because it was dangerous. Now I'm pretty sure it was Ireland, something like that, was an an Irish island, a Scottish island. Can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen the doco about this story, so no, I'm not 100% on it. But the theory you will still there when I want to point out. And this island was fierce and scared because the people on it were crazy. They took no shit. You could connect with them, but you certainly couldn't control them. Because if you tried to, they would twist it around and make sure they could control you, as it was part of their religion to get people who like to control, as they were very fierce in what they do. They had ways that other la-di-da ways didn't like. Some cultures say you're not a man until you can jump off that building at 3 stories high and land in that pit. Right? Get up from your injuries and take it like a man. They were a little bit like that, and so they were fierce. And so one of these soldiers could take out, they're well trained and they're smart, could take out, but they wouldn't say no to a fight. In fact, they like a fight. You know, bad guys that like to egg a fight, they might have a little bit of that gene, but they use it in the wrong way, as they're not educated to control that gene. Right? And these people lived a long time. It took a big army to come along and end that story. But these people showed a story themselves. They travelled. Pretty sure it's the same. Barbaric people. Barbarians, they called them, I'm pretty sure. Go back to all those docos and movies they make movies about these stories. And they travelled and they conquered a lot as well. And they did all that because they took no bullshit. So no bullshit outcome can work in positive way. Right? Do your own thing as long as you're not harming others. So there's all different rules of that. Right? We certainly don't do that here, as we have debates about people wanting to speak who they are and how they want to be their freedom at home and what they want to buy or use or do, as long as it's just for them and it's not promoting and forcing others by making them do it. It should be fine. But in la-di-da society, lefty society, it's not. It's their way or the highway. Some people will call it a Christian type of thinking. But the best way, if you have low numbers, is what I'm talking about, is to show the world that you're fierce. Here in Australia, we used to show that we were a tough little bunch and that we were small in numbers, but we still gave a punch. Could we still say that about Australia today? I hope we can. But the world sees that we can't. Right? And the world puts us in a spot that we've changed our ways of honour. But if you keep your way of honour and prove that, and that's by taking no shit. No small shit either. Because that shows you that you're willing to bend and may go weak. Right? But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And you let me know, was the barbarics right in that time to be who they are? And did they explore their freedom in their true righteous ways? Right? Now, and how far did they go? Right? And check it out. That might get you to research to want to put that answer out. As far as I'm concerned, they did just as good as everybody else. And they stuck to their word. They were tough, just like they said they were. But they were also wrong, because back then no one had it right. We don't have it right today. But where everyone else was, in a way, they had a point. And seeing these movies, they turn up to an island, which is England, right? And that's why they've had battles ever since, I guess, because when you go back, the story is that, I guess, that maybe they might have went over and stirred, so it could be still both ways. But anyway, they come over to the island, and in the movies they wanted to, plunder. But we don't know the truth of real stories. There's stories of, of what we believe is, but it doesn't make it fact. So whoever did who, but we had the stories of not going there, so people went there, right? So we know that. So English could have went there, started up something and left it, and they decided to plunder later on. Who knows? But they showed a point about a small group can turn up to a place that was too much faith in something that would save them, but wasn't really there. They had faith in fakeness. They had faith that God would just turn up every time and protect them or something, and they were proven wrong. And yet they still had their faith in certain things like that. But that's how it goes. And in the movies, you see them turn up and just slaughter them because they couldn't protect themselves. So you can have all this knowledge, you can have faith, but that might even be the lesson from their own God, is that you still need to learn defense. Defense is part of protection. Just like you see in the Stargate shows today. You see all the ancients and stuff like that. They have the best defense. Without defense, defending yourself for real, last outcome, or don't have much, makes you weak. Anyway, have a good one and see you later.